We're going to have icebreaker games, and we're going to have a bar full of like 200 to 300 singles looking to mix and mingle IRL. I'm also running an Instagram ad only targeted to single men.
I'm just telling you, like, we have come too far to settle.
You don't need to go and find your other half when you're truly thriving as an independent person.
Find any romantic connection.
Number two, everybody was really, really nice afterwards, and we have each other on Instagram.
You know, all these people, but I'm not going to date a short king, so that's why we stay single.
Just for all the single men that live in Chicago and don't have plans this summer. But we're looking for more male attendees.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Now, before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
Hello, fellow spoiler girls. So you want to get invited to a singles event in New York City? Well, I'm hosting, so don't worry. Everybody's invited. Make sure you're checking out on Instagram, and I will have more information there. We will be having a Halloween bash next. Make sure you're following. Bye, love.
No men are going to show. Why are no men going to show? It doesn't make sense. Why go there for women to just be modern women?
My friend suggested I go speed dating. I'm like, that's for people who are really desperate.
My point exactly.
So I went. Speed dating's where you go on miniature dates with several different women, and you can either meet someone or get rejected 30 times in a night. It's like 4 years of high school wrapped up in a couple hours.
And he's making jokes, but jokes are made to be serious. You see what he said? 4 years of high school wrapped up in an hour, getting rejected by 30 women. Like, that's it. A guy goes there to get rejected, for women to validate themselves. The women still end up, I've looked at tons of videos. Women, oh, we still left single. We left without talking to anybody, but I had fun. No, you didn't.
Women will say yes to a date to a man who they don't find physically attractive to see if there's a connection and if chemistry can grow. But tell me this, why won't men even say yes to seeing the potential of going on a first date with a woman if they don't think she's physically attractive? Single men, I really need you to explain this to me, because there are so many incredible women who can't even get their foot in the door to meet you, to enrich your life, to be your future partner, because you don't find them attractive enough. Explain it to me.
Yes, men don't date for money. That's why. For you, woman, you're dating for money. That man that's unattractive could have a big bank account. Men don't care what women make, because why? It doesn't serve men what women make. A man doesn't expect you to buy him a new car, a new home. We don't live like that.
You are a single woman and you're struggling with loneliness. The truth of the matter is you're not making enough money. Yeah. Think about it. You can only feel loneliness when there's lack of activities and you're not moving around. Because if you were up six figures, instead of catching feelings, you'll be catching flights. Yeah, look, get the digital blueprint and consume yourself with finances and ways to make money, and join a community of women so you won't feel lonely. You can access it now for as low as $24 monthly installment. The link is in my bio.
I felt she was selling something. Like, wow, if a woman is not getting dates, she could have been lonely her whole life. She's not buying whatever your program is. Like, she's trying to sell something. Oh, if you're feeling lonely, then you're not making enough money. Come on, really? Women are doing what they need to do, working 60 hours, all right? They're killing themselves. They're lonely. Let them be lonely. Well, don't let them be lonely. They should give in. It's time to give in.
This video is for all the single men that live in Chicago and don't have plans this Thursday. My name's Ashley Coates, and I throw singles events almost every Thursday around Chicago. This week, we're going to be in Lincoln Park at Parlay. Starts at 7:30, and we have almost 100 people RSVP'd. But we're looking for more male attendees. So if that's you and you want to attend, head to the Thursday dating app. You can purchase your ticket, and I'll see you there.
You know what she said? You know what she said? But we're looking for more male attendees. That's because men aren't going. Men aren't showing up.
If you are single and live in San Francisco, then this video is for you. I'm so excited to share that the Chaotic Singles Party is coming to San Francisco for the first time ever next Friday, June 7th. It'll be taking place at Chambers Eat and Drink, and we're gonna have drink specials, we're gonna have a DJ, we're gonna have icebreaker games, and we're gonna have a bar full of like 200 to 300 singles looking to mix and mingle IRL. I'm also running an Instagram ad only targeted to single men.
I wonder why.
And so that the ratio will be fire. So if you live in San Francisco and you're tired of the dating apps and you want to just meet a bunch of singles in real life, then you should come next Friday, June 7th. More information is a link in my bio.
This message is for any ladies who's in their 30s and single. I mean, we are single.
That sounds like being single.
I'm just telling you, like, we have come too far to settle. So keep your standards. Don't feel like you gotta lower them because you gotta get a husband, you gotta get married. Like, it's gonna be okay.
Single woman keep women single. She's a single woman telling you not to lower her standards, and she probably doesn't have a man. Look, you have to. Women's standards are way too high. You gotta lower them.
You're better off single with high standards than in a relationship settling for less.
If you've ever heard the phrase, the longer I stay single, the more picky I become when it comes to dating, that is so real and so not going to tolerate in a significant other. Your standards just go through the roof, and it is just so hard to meet that criteria. You are a whole person, okay? You don't need to go and find your other half when you're truly thriving as an independent person. That other person that comes into your life needs to be an addition to it, not the other half of it.
Needs to be addition to it. Like, men aren't dating women for that reason. Men aren't dating women because they have money. It's just a lot different. And women don't realize that. The way we think. Like the same woman that asked the question, why don't men care if we're not beautiful? Because we're simple. We want someone attractive because that's what love at first sight is. We see you, we're attracted to you, we want to date you. A man wants to see you and go, she's getting me excited right now. Seriously, she's getting me excited right now looking at her.
Speed dating. I'm actually getting closer to speed dating. I'm like, what the heck did I sign up for?
So that was her at the speed dating event. Of course, she found no one. But let's hear her explain.
Listen, I don't want to be another person that comes on here and says that the dating pool sucks. Because I know a lot of great people that are in the dating pool and that don't suck. But mostly women. I have yet to meet a good man. And I'm not saying they're not out there because I know they're out there. I just haven't came across them. So back in 2020, I was on the dating apps. I had some really cool guys. It just wasn't a match. But recently, I re-downloaded the dating apps just to give it a try, you know? Terrible. I know, it's a dating app. Duh, what do I expect? But before, I would hit it off with some guys, and like we'd had conversations, we'd talk on the phone, then we get to know each other, we date for a bit, but now it's just different. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna meet people in the wild. I know I have a RBF, so I've been making it a point to like smile and like make eye contact. Because that's how you meet people, right? I mean, I wish I had a friend that had a single friend and just introduced me. Like, that's my ideal way of meeting somebody, like somebody that comes with a reference letter. So a couple weeks ago, I went to a concert with my little sister and we went out after. I was feeling a little ballsy, you know, I had some palomas, so I was feeling a little buzzed. And I met this guy at a bar. And when you say, oh, you should not meet someone at a bar or club, my parents met at a club. And good people go to bars and clubs, so I don't believe in that, like, unless it's someone that's, like, at the bar.
Well, it's not that way for women so much. More so for guys. But yes, as she was going to explain, if a guy's at a club too much, drinking, wasting his life away, then it's a waste. Let's hear what she got to say.
Every weekend. But that's besides the point. So I meet this guy, and I'm in Orange County. I'm actually from Riverside, but I was out in OC. And right away, I'm like, oh, do you live around here? He's like, yeah, I do. I was like, oh, I don't live around here. He's like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. We chit chat. And I'm like, all right, it was nice meeting you because, like, I don't know. I don't want to spend my whole night chatting with you. And the bar's about to close. We're about to go home anyways. So I say, nice to meet you. I'm going to go back with my sister. And he goes, is it okay if I get your number? And I'm like, okay, finally, like, meeting people in the wild. So I give him my number, he texts me right away, and like the next day he texts me, and then he said, hey, I would like to grab a drink with you. I'm like, cool, I'm free these days. So he goes, I'm assuming that you're gonna be home. And I go, yeah. And he goes, oh my God, that's so far. Like, muchacho, I told you where I lived. So me, being the person that I am, and this is true, by the way, I've dated guys from LA and OC, and they've never complained about driving to me. And this guy complained, so I told him, no one has ever complained about that. I guess you're just built different. I have a couple back and forths, but I already had the ache, but I was trying to look past it because, you know, I don't want to, like, get the ache on stupid little things like that. But honestly, it tells you a lot about a person. Anyways, we stopped texting, and he kind of gets a little sassy with me. But I say, like, hey, are we going to go or not? Because I like to plan my weekends. He goes, yeah, for sure, Sunday. So we stopped talking, which is fine. I don't need to text back and forth. But he answers every Instagram story. I don't talk to him for the rest of the week. Saturday comes, so we're supposed to hang out on Sunday. I go to bed early. I wake up at 3 in the morning because there was like an earthquake, and I have a missed call from him at 11:30 p.m. In my head, the date on Sunday wasn't happening because I'm not going to check up on you. If you didn't tell me a time, a place, we're not going on a date. So he texts me asking if he's blocked. Sir, it's 11:30. Why are you calling me? So the next morning, I went out for a run, and I'm like, yes, you're blocked. Like, no, you're not blocked. If not, your text wouldn't have gone through. And that's where the love story ended.
No wonder you're single.
Because I got so annoyed that, like, that's what he texted me. He didn't just say, like, hey, I've been busy. Like,
how old are you?
Like, are we still on for tomorrow? Nothing. And who called at 11:30 p.m.? Like, no. Anyways, who has a primo or a brother that they want to set me up with? Because I am tired.
You see what she just did? She had a shot and got an attitude. Yeah, the guy messaged you kind of late. All you had to say was, yeah, are we still meeting tomorrow? If you want to be going on a date and get a man, you should have initiated. Yes, reciprocation. That's what guys need. I know you shit all the time. On places like YouTube, guys say we need that. We need women to say what they want, right? Because if you don't say what you want, you don't get what you want. A lot of the headache is asking. A lot of your problem is asking. A lot of your problem is voicing how you feel. Let him know. I think it was a little off that you called me this late. Are we still on for tomorrow? Great opener. Yeah, we still on for tomorrow. Cool. See you tomorrow at this time. Why can't a woman do that?
I want princess treatment. I want to be treated like a princess. Ma'am, you drink, smoke, and yell belligerently at strangers. That is not a princess. That is a pirate.
Oh, because a man's supposed to do it, right? Sad.
If any of your girls feels lonely, just visit my comment section. Look at the hate and those beautiful men that we are missing out on. Such a loss. Such a loss. So tonight, when I'm sad, alone, and my cat watches me masturbate.
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
And me thinking about Cillian Murphy. I'll be fine.
Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
I'll be fine. But Bob in Oklahoma will be thinking of me, I'm sure.
No, he won't. Bob in Oklahoma will not be thinking of you, old lady. Look, women do this all the time, right? And also, guys do this all the time. There's a lot of trolls. She must be on TikTok. Of course, she's on TikTok. There's a lot of trolls on TikTok. They come into the comment sections and drive you women crazy. But don't you ask for it? I'm sure she's probably made 500 or 1,000 or plus TikToks bashing men, saying men don't take me out. Why am I still single? I could only imagine. Just like the list of other women that's gonna come right after this. They all do the same thing. They all have the same complaints. They all are going nowhere. And look at her. She's making jokes of her loneliness, and she is. So, yeah, my cat's gonna watch me masturbate, like crazy.
Now, I know this was about straight people and straight events, but there are a lot of queer events that go on that are specifically for single people, and the same thing happens. Like, I see a ton of femmes that will show up to these events, but very few masculine of center people will. So inquiring minds want to know why. Now, don't get me wrong.
I've seen masculine of center people show up at events and like pool parties, and you know, you're in the club and you're drinking and you're, you know, shaking your ass and you're doing all that kind of stuff, right? But these are events to have an opportunity to meet a healthy, committed, minded person, and yet y'all don't show up. So I don't want to make assumptions. I just want to get your viewpoint and want to hear like why, like what's the thing that keeps you from showing up to these events where you can meet another single person. And the plus side is, you know that they're queer, so you don't have to guess.
She hasn't got the news. She hasn't heard the news. Lesbian relationships are doing a lot worse. You know, I gotta say this. Those women are more tired of y'all than the men are. They are. Look at all the violence right now in lesbian relationships. That's woman doing it to woman. You're more violent to each other. So you think they're gonna show up even more? They're probably showing up less. It's probably like all femmes, one dom may show up. One. With a friend. That's a guy. Like for real. It's that bad. Look, y'all already abusing each other. So that's what's going on. They also, I saw them Fresh and Fit, right? I saw a lesbian. She said, I'm going to go get a girl overseas because she gets me. They're going overseas too. That's wild. They're going overseas too.
A single mixer and only women showed up.
And it was in Atlanta.
Are men
Oh God!
Shall we finish the question? Can't even get done talking here. Are men tired of y'all? A bunch of single ladies at a mixer. A bunch of
men. Why I gotta be men tired of?
Are we tired of y'all? Because that's the conversations that's been happening online.
I mean, we're gonna let the men start first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Yes, you tired of?
Men are.
Why? Come on, CK.
I mean, we're at a point now, some got to be greater than the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we building, I mean, a singles mixer, or I can be building what I'm trying to build, something that's going to be here forever, no matter what. You know, I'm trying to create something. And I hate to sound cliche, but maybe those old cats was on to something back in the day when it was like chase money, you know, and everything else will fall in line. And then when you start finding out it's true, where are you going? To work on your own business endeavors, or to a singles mixer?
Word. That's what's happened. Men have checked out. Why would they go there? Look, I'll tell you this, right? When they say before you hit 40, you find what you want to do, I found it around that time. I found what I wanted to do. And that's what men are trying to do now, right? Men are trying to find what they want to do, and they're striving towards it. So a man would rather strive towards his goals than to be involved or to go get rejected by 30 women in a night. Because that's all that's happening. The man to go there, get rejected. It's crazy. It happens on a regular basis. Like these, because some of these events, I'll be honest, some of these events guys do go to. But then what happens? They get rejected. You think they're gonna go again? They're gonna say, wow, this is wasting my time. I could have did some overtime. I could have picked up another project at work that was gonna pay me $500 more on my paycheck. I'd rather that.
Okay, I'm on my way to one of the strangest singles events I've literally ever heard of. I'm getting in the car and I'm gonna go pick up my friend and then we'll tell you about it. So unfortunately my audio got butchered, but this is my friend Naomi and we're going to a singles event where you make a PowerPoint about your friend and then you present it to a bar full of singles. So we are each presenting each other. Okay, we're off to a horrible start. 0 out of 10. We were looking for parking and we saw these two really cute guys and they were communicating with us about a parking spot. And they were like, no, these people aren't leaving. And so we pulled up to them, we rolled down our window and we were like, are you single? And one of them said, no, we're not. And the other one said, yes, we are. And then they essentially kissed. Yeah, they're married to each other, is the conclusion of that story. Okay, if nothing else, outside the event, really good little sunset situation. Okay, we're doing deep calming breathing. So we got to the event. They had a little singles bingo to help break the ice for some conversation starters. There's my friend Naomi. And then here's me doing Naomi's presentation to the bar. I, of course, had to talk about her dog. And here is Naomi presenting me to the bar. So we both made PowerPoints about each other. And then after you do your PowerPoint about your friend, there's a little Q&A. So some people asked me some questions. I answered them. Some people asked Naomi some questions after I talked about her. She answered them. All in all, very painless. I would say it was a fun event. We did not find any romantic connections. But it's super fun to be able to just present your friend and talk about them. Plus, we caught this really beautiful sunset at the end of the event. So all in all, good day.
Yeah, but you went there to find a man. And for me scanning, and I'm sure you guys seen it too, from scanning around the event, I already knew you didn't see men worth talking to. I can tell by the one guy that was there and then the other guys in the back. And from how you both had your makeup and how you probably think you looked, you didn't see anything. You didn't see a match. And that's what's wrong with most women.
I hate to have to do this, but just a PSA to my singles mixer. I'm fully booked with women. I have enough women. I don't need any more. If you're a woman who still wants to apply, so sorry, but you will not be invited. I'm sorry, I have too many.
I bet you do a Dubai singles mixer. Think about it. That right there is the motherland. That's women thinking ahead. I want a man. I'm gonna go to Dubai and get me a rich man. All of them are going to the singles event, and all of the top-notch women. I bet you it's some bombs trying to get in. You're not getting that event. Sorry.
Singles mixer update. 2 nights ago, I went to a mixer hosted by a social club in Manhattan, and this is how it went. First, some background information. One, as you probably figured out, I'm not a super extroverted person, so this is something I never do. So that's out of the comfort zone. Learning, growing, evolving, it's happening. Number 2, I don't go to any singles events to meet people in person. Whole Foods is my idea of meeting people. That hasn't worked yet, neither have the dating apps. So, you know, try something new. Get new results maybe. So here's what happened. Number 1, it was at a hotel bar in Soho. I usually don't go to bars because I don't drink. So it was nice to get out and have something to do outside of my house. Number 2, everybody was really, really nice. Had some nice conversations, met a bunch of people. And number 3, ended up connecting with some of the girlies afterwards. And we have each other on Instagram now and can kind of chat back and forth. So that's very nice. In terms of things that were not so great, there were only a couple men who were interesting to me, and after talking to them, I don't even think I would want to waste their time on a date. Sorry, guys. But it was, you know, good to get out and talk to people, and I think, you know, meeting people in person is a lot more valuable than seeing them on the apps. I know, sure, on the apps you have a little extra like information about them if they're even being truthful, but in person you can kind of gauge if they are easy to talk to, or they ask good questions, they're interesting or interested. So I think with that information I would do this again, and maybe next time it will be less stressful. Maybe it won't, I don't know, I'll let you know. So that's the story there. Really freaking proud of myself. And I know that seems a little silly maybe, but as someone who, like, social things don't come really, really naturally to me, it was a good experience. And I think just the more you get out and try things that are a little outside your comfort zone, the more your comfort zone expands. So looking forward to doing this again. I have another event next week through the social club. So we'll see what comes of that, but it's been really fun and I totally recommend it.
These are my favorite Levi's. For the singles mixer, I feel like this is the vibe. And then my perfect little black tee. I guess black is the vibe because I think I'm going to do my little Jeffrey Campbell. Did kind of like a fun darker lip. Gold jewels. I have to leave in like 7 minutes. I was toying with the idea of these, but I think I like breaking it up with these brown glasses. My hair is so poofy, but hope you guys have the best night.
You hear that Sex in the City twang in her voice? She got that Sex in the City twang in her voice. That's her. Nightmare. Nightmare. But guys will probably, who knows? She probably has some luck. Maybe not, because guys are not going, but man, it's wild.
The reason that you haven't found love yet, if you're a single woman who's over 30, isn't because you're not on the right app, and it's not because you're not putting yourself out there enough. It's because you haven't done the deeper work to clear your subconscious mind of all of the programming from your childhood, all of the fear, all of your past relationship baggage that are causing you to attract the wrong men. And you haven't done the work to create a life that you truly love in a way where you're completely unattached from the outcome of finding love. Because doing those two things, clearing your subconscious blocks and creating a life you love, that makes you completely magnetic to people, but most of all, magnetic to really great men. So if you're a single woman, you're over 30, and you really want to find love, you want to find a great guy who treats you well, and you want to get married, start a family, then you need to actually start to understand what's going on in your subconscious mind, clear out all the past programming, and do the work to create a life you love so that you're completely magnetic.
No. You don't need to clear out all the past program. What you do, you have to clear out everything. But you have to clear out what you've been told about independent womanhood, about women being stronger, about women starting to take over, about women being equal to men. You have to clear all of that out of your mind, because that right there is going to hinder you from finding your one. It seems so small, but it is. It's very minor. Very many things that need to be done. But if you do those things there, you'll be okay.
Don't you agree, Mr. Feather?
Word.
And also take heed to your man.
I'm going to show y'all why so many women are single. I'm going to use my Reese's Puffs men here. I better add some more because we're going to start whittling this dating pool down pretty quickly. I think that should be a good start. So these are all our men in the United States. I'm going to use a pretty big age range, but the only available men between age 30 and 49, there's only 27%. 27%. The rest of them are all married, and so we're not going to condone cheating. We don't get to, date those men. So we got to get rid of all of those ones. Now, only 3% of all people, that includes women, in the United States actually make more than $250,000 a year. And so if you want to date a provider man, $100,000 is just not enough these days. I mean, inflation, all of these things. Fun fact, according to Bloomberg, of those 3% of people that make over $250,000 a year, 1/3 of them are living paycheck to paycheck. That's crazy. But anyways, so 3%, we can assume most of them are probably men. That whittles our dating pool pretty bad, pretty significantly, right? Because now we only have 3% of the entire population, including women, that make more than $250,000 a year. You want to know how many men are over 6 feet tall? 14%. We don't even know if that 13% could be making up the married, rich ones. We don't even know. We don't even know that it's 14% of what we have left over. I mean, but we're pretty much getting rid of, all these people. But I'm not going to date a short king, so that's why we stay single. This is our leftover dating pool after we've eliminated married people, we've eliminated short people, and we've eliminated men that make less than $250,000 a year. We have this tiny dating pool. We haven't even gotten started on kids, looks, personality, any of these other traits. So when you start factoring in, is he actually a good person? Okay. Is he a cheater? Does he have 5 different baby mamas, multiple kids, or lots of drama, or these things? Is he an athlete? Bye. Sorry. Y'all are a bunch of cheaters. You start getting this super narrow thing. Now we got to think about location. I mean, most of us that are dating these days are on dating apps, but I mean, we're searching a radius, 30 miles, 50 miles, whatever it is. People don't even want to drive from Fort Worth to Dallas. I live in Prosper. People don't even want to drive from Dallas to Prosper to date. I mean, it's if you don't live in this little tiny area, then you don't even make the cut anymore. But even Texas, let's just say we're looking for anybody in Texas or somebody who's willing to move here or willing to travel here. I mean, all these things, right? But you're starting whittling this dating pool down pretty significantly. Now, somebody who doesn't have any felonies, somebody that, isn't crazy, somebody that actually is available. Okay, let's talk about availability. Just because you're single doesn't actually mean you're available.
So single. So single.
Maybe they just got out of a relationship.
There are a ton more things, but women don't realize that the way they think is skewed. Like, there's no possible way you're going to get your fairy tale man that makes all the money you want, the height you want, the looks you want, everything all in one package. Also a thug, but not a thug, a corporate thug. You're not going to get that, right? But this is why women are single. This is why guys aren't attending single events, because most women going there want that too.
Okay, so rough is like an understatement, but tell me how I look. I wanted to answer this question because it was too much to type. Jay had like more than one, and I think it was always at the Alchemy bar, but it wasn't so much as a mixer to me. It was literally groups of friends came out, sat at the bar and drunk. Like, it wasn't too much, a lot of socializing, at least for like new people. Like, nobody didn't try to talk to me. I just seen a lot of friends come together and they was at the bar talking. It was like a few people here and there. Yeah, I don't know. People say I got a mean face, so they probably didn't think I was approachable or whatnot. But it wasn't a mixer. Like, it wasn't no games. It wasn't no activities. It was literally just come to the bar and talk. So I came to the bar and was drinking. It was a good time because I was drinking, but it wasn't really like a real singles mixer where you had like interactive people with other people, like new people.
Yeah, and that's the issue. And this is why guys are choosing not. They'll rather do something to where they can work on themselves and work on their craft. Because most guys realize it's definitely more to life than going through anything like that.
Are you single or married?
Lonely. I am so lonely. I have nobody to call my own.